Hey guys, welcome back to my new video. I hope you're doing great, you're enjoying summer, it's summer here, or any other weather conditions. Today I want to talk about science proving how manifestation affects our brain. So maybe a week ago or 10 days ago, I was listening to a podcast with Dr. Tara Swart, who was talking on this subject. So she is like really science-based mind. You know, she finished med school first. Then she finished neuroscience and afterwards went to MIT. So you can imagine there's a strong logic and like common sense involved in such pathway, academic pathway. But as she explained, since she's British, but her origins are from India, so she's Indian, and she said that probably it's her like nature in genes that spirituality is in some way interesting to her, but prior to that she never like really showed any interest into like digging in, or not necessarily even herself practicing it, but lately, then in the last couple of years, she became like more and more fond of it and wanted to see if there is like some science behind it, if it can be scientifically proven that there is something happening in the brain when we start practicing deliberately manifestation techniques, different kind of techniques. So whether it be affirmations, visualizations, those two are the main that she spoke about. So it was really interesting for me to listen to this, and yeah, now it's scientifically proven that the brain responds really well if we choose to have different kind of inner talking. I speak on my channel about mental diet. If we choose to think and see, so in our visualization, I say and Neville uses the word imagination, our life, our different aspects of life, the way we want them to see. Because brain is an organ that spends a lot of energy and is always looking how to be efficient in those terms. So even while we sleep, the brain spends around 20% of our energy. And if we think about things and topics that are causing emotions of fear, of anxiety, of stress, of disbelief, so all the emotions that make us feel uncomfortable, to our brain, that is the signal that we are in some kind of life-threatening situation. Our brain does not know that this is just us sitting in, I don't know, our living room thinking about those, you know, wild animals, predators waiting for us. The brain really thinks that you are in life-threatening situation. So the logic is very simple. If you are in such a situation, then, you know, the brain shuts out all the rest of it, and only the part that is necessary for you to survive is like active, and it spends a lot of energy. That's why you probably have experienced this before. I know I have, in times when I would be like worried a lot about something, in fear, you know, laying at night thinking about something stressful. I wouldn't be able to, you know, fall asleep. Then I would wake up in the morning like absolutely not rested. There would be no energy during the day, right? So, you know, when somebody is constantly in some kind of negative thoughts, that person is like really exhausted, and you can see on person's face, because the brain spends a lot energy, unnecessary energy, and there is no result, right? So, but if we change that, so we need to strip down, right? From the beginning, first, which are the areas in my life that I'm not necessarily like okay with them, whether it be partnership, work-related, friendship, love life, children, whatever. What are the beliefs that I have about these areas that are showing up as results that I'm not okay with them? And then what would I like to believe about certain subject? So to change those beliefs, this is step 1, step 2, step 3, right? And when we start thinking about things that we want and feeling those emotions that we want to feel next Monday, right? But everybody's gonna wait till next Monday and I'm gonna start Monday. No, you're not. Because from today till Monday, you are creating what's gonna happen after Monday. So start now, okay? So as we start feeling good feeling emotions and start thinking the thoughts that, you know, match these feelings and vice versa, of course, then our brain gets the information that we are safe. That's the only information that our primary brain needs, that we are safe. And then it spends far less energy for it to operate, right? And also it relaxes. That's why all the good ideas come when somebody is under shower or taking a dog for a walk or maybe cuddling with kids, or, you know, because you are relaxed. And the brain says, okay, we're cool now, I can chill. And it goes from this fight-flight mode. Here's no access to anything that you want, but here is everything. Everything is inside of you. So I wanted to share this. You can find it online, the interview. It's great to listen for yourself. And of course, I found Neville Goddard's lecture that goes with this topic. Inner Talking from 1965. And here is a paragraph that I would like to share with you. Okay, so here, these inner conversations. So take the story of my friend Freedom Berry. He told all of his friends in June what he wanted for Christmas. He's passionately fond of music, and he wanted the interpretation of Tristan and Isolde given by Flagstad. He wanted it above all things. Christmas came. He had already many records at his house, but he didn't have that one. His friends, they all told him they had tried all over the town, New York, I'm assuming, but they couldn't get it. So after Christmas was over and there was no record of Flagstad, no Tristan and Isolde, he then got into a moment of silence and carried on an inner conversation, listen to this, between himself and the salesman in the store. He asked for his record, and the salesman said, "Yes, we have it, sir." And he repeated that in his imagination many times. When the whole thing was real to him, when it took on the tones of reality, all natural, then he physically made a trip to the store and he asked for it, for the record. The man said, "We do not have it, sir." But my friend, he mentally said to the salesman, "That's not what I heard you say." He put beyond what he had heard with outward ear. My inward ear must take the precedence over the outward ear, because the outward ear must confirm what I have heard inwardly. And then he said to the salesman, "That's not what I heard you say," meaning in his imagination while he was at home. So, as he was about to leave the store, he noticed a record, like a sleeve, at the door. These empty sleeves just advertising a record. And it was Tristan and Isolde, as interpreted by Flagstad. He said to the salesman, "You shouldn't advertise merchandise that you do not have." The salesman replied, "You're right, sir. I'll put it down immediately." And he reached up right there and then to take it off the wall, only to find it was not an empty sleeve. It was the complete album of Tristan and Isolde. It had been there for over 8 months, and in that interval, dozens, maybe 100 people who wanted that record asked for it, but nobody checked that sleeve, thinking that to be an empty sleeve, just advertising the record. Yes. The hundreds who went through looking for their record couldn't see it, but he didn't take no for an answer, because he was prompt to say, "Don't advertise merchandise you don't carry." His friends couldn't find it. They took the word of the salesman, "We do not have it." But he did not believe the outward words. He stayed true to his inner conversation. Neville continues, "I say to you, start these inner conversations. You will notice, because we are all creatures of habits, you have a habit to overcome. In the course of a day, you'll find yourself thinking negatively 1,000 times, and you will carry on arguments with 1,000 people from premises of unfulfilled desire. Don't try to justify it. The average mind, not knowing this and this story, will say, well, let me just finish first. Let me finish my negative conversation. Let me explain how I got into this situation first, and then I'll do it. Then I'll change the inner conversation. So we carry on the negative state and finish it before we'll turn to the positive. Don't waste your precious time. The minute you become aware that you're carrying on these negative conversations, stop it and come back without any conversation with self. No condemnation of self, no justification of what you did. Don't do it. Just come back to the new man. You know that Neville refers often new man and so old man and new man, like in the Bible. Old man would be somebody with old beliefs, old inner talkings, old mental diet, old meaning negative, or the one that is not serving to you. So the old man must die in order for new to come to realization. And there is, just let me see where I'm not sure if it's here. I know that Neville, here at the end of the lesson, even I still find myself in need of constant watchfulness. So I, a professional teacher to others of this, I find myself in need every moment of time of watching what I inwardly say to constantly bring myself to the state of the wish fulfilled. Okay, I really wanted to finish with this sentence because even if you sleep and in the evening when you are in bed reflecting on your day, I hope you're doing revision, and then you might remember, oh, I had this negative conversation, I don't know, about that and that topic. Don't be mad at yourself, because we're human. And I say it's normal. Where we kind of like see our progress is that we even realize that we slipped. And then take it like with the, I would say like, oh, interesting. I'm noticing this only now at 9:30 p.m. Very interesting. And then I would reflect what was happening that I didn't notice it earlier. Not from judgmental point of view, but just to see what was happening. What were the circumstances, what was the dynamic of everything that was going around. Okay, so I hope this brings value to you. Be aware of your inner talking, of your mental diet. Be aware with what is the first thing that you think about when you wake up in the morning. What are your first thoughts and your first feelings? And if they are not like suiting to you, if you don't feel uplifted by them, please change them. You have all the power. Nobody else. We can explain and talk and do all this work, but actually the real work, we can only be reminders for you, but you are the one who is doing the real work and also feeling then the results from that work. So this is it. In next video I'm talking about Neville manifesting his wife. This is many times a topic when the conversation comes to manifesting specific person, which I'm not personally found of, and then I hear many times, yeah, but Neville manifested his wife, so we're gonna talk about that. Have a nice day, and I see you in my next video. Bye.